everybody. Welcome to iPad Art TherAPPy. Happy 420, everyone, as well, and happy Tuesday or Wednesday, as the case may be. Everyone is one of those 2 days. Super awesome. I've got my hangout friends here in hanging out in the front row with me, and I know some other people are lurking. Looks like Jim Shannon's got a doctor's appointment, so he's gonna have to catch me on the replay. That's cool. Allie leggy is my cupcake is Lurky Toe Furkies. Feisty Feather the Frosty Freak. Why do I have like 2 or 3 names for everybody? I know. Is here, says slap the like button and share. We'll mostly be lurking because lots of stuff to do, just saying. Eileen Leany Perez, like number 7, thank you. Thank you for sharing. Lean and Mean is her new nickname. Thomas Christ, the mod of all mods. Woof, I'm feeling very bright today. Super bright. Jade Star's here. Awake is awesome. I've been watching your shows this morning. Jade dropped 2, count them 2 already this week. Short demos on 2 Surreal Machines killer apps. It's just going to be awesome. Let's see. I think that's everyone in the front row. I see that there's others of you out there. And whilst I have to go and make sure that I'm connected to Jade afterwards. Today, I believe she's going to be working on that Adam Burst song. Let's just give that a look. On live, upcoming. Yep, 7:23. That's today. Right on. So let's get over to YouTube Studio. I know you guys, you're going to get used to this, and I'm just going to have to do it every day, right? I have to go to YouTube Studio, set my dump, because, it's a new thing for me. I'm so excited, and you know why? It's because I have the right to make these. Woo woo. Sweet. So, today I'm planning on doing something that's kind of odd and just amorphous, and that is to tell you a little bit about design principles and kind of my own little mixed media art principles sweet, I've got that dump set. Mixed media art principles that will help you kind of make a cool, just like even if you're just making the easiest thumbnail, it will kind of give you an idea of why it's working, so you can eventually step outside of that box that you get put in if all you use is like AI art or tools, that kind of thing. Anyway, I'm going to bring in the star of the show, my iPad. Whoops. I got to hide my current comment. Yeah, there we go. All right. Because when I go in the corner, I want you to be able to see me and see how smart I look in my glasses, so that you'll know that you should be listening to me. And as another thing, I titrated my coffee, so I get coffee today. So let's head on over. Meeting the lovely Isla, my iPad, the star of the show. Boom. There we go. And we'll get some soft music going. And then we're ready to talk about design principles. I'll just be like showing you on my iPad, kind of like yesterday when I was talking about frequencies and stuff like that for music. This is all there, secret frequencies are also colors. Frequencies are also like sounds, and other senses. There's frequencies of smell for all we know. In fact, I'm sure people have been doing work on that. So, without any further ado, I'm gonna pop over this. Let's get Safari. No, I'm not trying to go to StreamYard, sillies. I'm trying to get... Hey, Many Vibes is here. Welcome, Many Vibes. I'm glad you're here for the art stuff. You're one of my fellow artists. 420 loving artists. Whee! Right on, let us head on over. Here we go. I've got graphics design principles, and I literally just put it in Google, and then I'm going to send it. I'm going to airdrop it, just so you can kind of see how much contention there is over this, really. So, as you'll see... Hey, Lori's Mishmash! Can't stay because you got to start dinner. Well, listen in your headphones or something. Or otherwise I'll disparage you behind your back. No, just kidding. It's a little bit philosophical and a little bit practical. But I will be showing pictures to make sure that we have something to get the vibe off of. Let's see, how do we get... I'm going to get one more. Oh, right, my airdrop. Let's get SoundCloud going. And my profile, my tracks. All right, let me know if anything is too loud or too quiet. Just trying to have a chat. Hey, the Mosher. So here we go, principles of graphics design. Now you'll see there's 15. There's all these things: contrast, repetition, alignment, balance, hierarchy, white space, proximity, emphasis, proportion, color, movement, rhythm, unity, typography, negative space, variety, pattern, brand management, visual communication, visual hierarchy, color combination, computer graphic application, design principles. Anyway, so, right? But here we go. See, people ask, ooh, gesso canvases sounds like a great idea. So people also ask, what are the 7 principles of design in graphics design? Then it says, what are the 12 principles of design of graphics design? What are the 5 basic principles of graphics design? What are the 8 basic? So as you can see, nobody even agrees on what all of these things are. So let's just look at see and compare and contrast what each of these things say, and we can kind of glean which are the most important ones, and we'll start with those. So these guys say the fundamental principles of design are emphasis, balance, and alignment, contrast, repetition, proportion, movement, and white space. So, design differs from art in that it has to have a purpose. Visually, this functionality is interpreted by making sure an image has a center of attention, a point of focus. So, when I'm making art, my art kind of, there is the idea of art, like I've done shows on this before where I just kind of draw on using Procreate, and I pull in, I collage using my digital collage techniques, which are to, find my own images and stock images and cut parts out of them, blend them together, getting kind of wild and crazy and just slapping stuff down, right? And I'm going to just quickly give you an idea of this by, hey, Smithy, big green hearts. Boo, oh yeah. And Hugh Caldwell, meow. Oh, other green shapes as well. Isn't that fabulous? All the green shapes. Let's airdrop this sucker. This is one of my physical paintings. I took a photograph of it. So do you see? See how? I'll just kind of go through this. Like, I have like all of these are pieces, are paper that I made. I designed all these papers and I printed them on a color laser printer, because color laser printers have they have qualities when you print out the stuff. It's just like any kind of laser print. You can do incredible things with them in the physical realm. You can transfer them with things like solvent, like nail polish remover. You can transfer them with heat. You can transfer them with like a gel medium, and you can kind of make these backwards, ghosty looking transfers. It's super amazing. They're semi-transparent and they're kind of ripped and things. But so I just made all these papers and I just set them all together. So you can see there's just different things cut out. Like there's a flower and it's things. And then here's this, like a small ripped piece of a collage paper that I made. I believe this might be a commercial collage paper right here. And then as you can see, I put like glitter all over it. Glitter glue. And like this is some wallpaper. Let's see if we can get my cursor in here. Nope, can't seem to get my cursor in. So I'm looking at the left-hand side of the screen at this wallpaper. And then there's these, I used stencils. See these three people standing together is from like a business brochure at my office. This is when I was doing what I call guerrilla mixed media, which is using what you have on hand or what you can hide in your desk to make art whilst you're supposed to be working. Anyway, so there you go. Let's head on back over to Safari and check out what someone else calls the principles of design. Right? These guys say there are 12 principles of graphics design, and they are contrast, balance, emphasis, proportion, hierarchy, repetition, rhythm, pattern, white space, movement, variety, and unity. Don't some of those sound like the other ones? I guess there's an infographic with this one. Infographics are neat. So this one, the 5 basic principles of graphics design, says balance, hierarchy, repetition, alignment, and contrast. So those were both, all 5 of those were on the other lists. So I would say we start with these. Let's look at these 8 as well. So balance, contrast, emphasis. Emphasis is important. But you could call that hierarchy as well. Movement, pattern, proportion, repetition, and unity. Movement, pattern. Right. Yeah, it is like music. I believe that all arts, mostly our senses are the interpretation of vibratory states of matter. And so that they tend to kind of, and some people actually have something that's called synesthesia, which means that they can hear color or see a sound like oh, when I hear a G sharp, like I'm just flooded with purple. Woo. Just digging this super mellow music. Yeah. So synesthesia, and I think I have a little bit of synesthesia, not a ton. But let's go back and let's look for this is just a first layer that I'm showing you, by the way. Let's go back to the photo and check out where's balance, right? Do you see balance in here? So I see where I see balance. Oh yay, here I've got my cursor finally. It's like, build it and they will come. So I've got these are these in this bottom left-hand corner. I've got these very strong black and white. Ooh, really, oh shoot, my cursor's going nuts. Man, I hate when that happens. Anyway, I've got in the bottom right-hand corner and in the top, the bottom left-hand corner and the top right-hand corner, I have a lot of black lines. The flower is set kind of at not a I think we could do something with this. Let's edit and use the markup function, right? And I will do this marking up. Whoa. Right. So I'm going to mark up. I'm going to use a black pen. All right. So that'll help you kind of visualize what we're doing here. Auto minimize. Okay. So one of the big things in balance is this rule of thirds, which you can see. Now I've put this in a grid, and so you can see when you're balancing, you're going to find that, like, you're going to look for things that are in, man, get down, move away, you piece of junk. There we go. You'll see things like balance between each one. So this one's kind of empty. These two on the bottom are kind of empty here. So there's a little like no focal point. Right, the orange blob pulls your eyes for movement. Now I'm gonna go, you'll see like there's a spiral in there. So this is how balance works. You're looking to have something like colors. So in here we've got this gray down here, and then there's a gray up in here, right there. And then you have orange, like you have a balance of colors. You have like several different oranges, several different yellows. All right, let's get rid of all these lines now. Let's head on back over. So balance, that kind of shows us balance. And why don't we have fun? This is fun. We'll use superimpose because it's filled with really cool stuff. And I'm gonna find a stock. Let's find some stock photos and look for what is the brown thing. But you notice that the one thing in the center, if you were looking, it looks like the flowers in a vase. So, okay, let's find, I like this. Okay, let's look. So, see how our screen is already cut into these 9 circles. Now, see if you can tell me what you see as balance here. So you've got a lot going on in the left-hand corner. In the left-hand bottom corner, you've got a lot going on. Here, like, and then up in the right, so there's mountains. Over, oops. Down on the left, there's like a whole like kind of a subject. And then you've got these curved lines that are moving you in different directions. But you can see how there's if there's not a focal point in every, yeah, it's off balance, balanced, exactly. Asymmetry. We'll just throw that in as it is. And now I've got 2 images. Let's go to our next. Let's go to another principle. I'm gonna see if I can. Here we go. Stop trying to go to StreamYard, you piece of junk. That's not what we want to do. Nine principles of design, 5 rules of design. Balance, rhythm and repetition, emphasis, proportion, and scale. So, contrast, emphasis, movement. Let's go with movement, because movement is something that Many Vibes was pointing out there a few moments ago. Hello, Audible Video. Oh, artsy fartsy time. As college studied artist, you have no idea how much that saying annoyed the hell out of me. Yeah, I hear that, especially when I sit there and do this super intense visual art stuff, and people called me crafty. Crafty. Go bite me, you little jerk. Anyway, so movement. Let's talk about movement. So I learned all these principles. I didn't go to college for them. What happened was that I was an art docent for my children's schools, and I got educated by when we went to we went to some semi-expensive school districts. When we had roommates, we lived in a fairly decent school district they actually had a program for teaching the art docent parents how principles of art. I got this thick notebook. It was amazing. And then I would teach the kids. It was really awesome. So I'm not trying to give you a college education here. I'm just trying to help. So anybody, what is the first thing you see? I'm going to actually open this in. I'm going to open it in Procreate, actually. Procreate. And we'll import this photo, this new one. Really, this way we definitely will have. I'm going to use my 4 fingers to tap, and then that will get rid of my lines. Mateus Perkowski! Whippersnapper! Good to see you. So what's the first thing everybody sees on this? I'm going to, let's see. Oh, there we go. I've got a good line. 2-finger tap to undo. So I've got a paint stroke. So the first thing I see is this flower. You see the red areas and then the flower? So what Audie is saying, and this is good. So his eye moves from this red flower and this red flower right into here, right into what is kind of the focal point, right? The brown blob. So this brown blob looks like this looks like the vase for the flower. So the flower is a big. So after your eyes, so then Nick, where else would your eyes go? My eyes tend to go from the flower to this writing over here that says evolve and spiral out. And then, so you don't want to get, they are a higher chroma. You are correct. Thank you. It looks like a bottle of Ernbrew. All right, so then here, this, right, these words to me, they take me into this. This is a well right here. It's a diagram of a well. And then I'm drawn into this little door, this little window right here. That seems so cool. I get, hey, covered by CQ, welcome. Right? So I'm seeing that. And then that makes me kind of look over to the right, and I look at this, the vase again. And then I kind of see the flower And then I kind of catch this. Ooh, if I put, see, that thing is that this isn't a completed image. This is just a paste down. And see, I've got this right here. The next thing I see is that little butterfly right there, which pulls my eye back up the stem, back into here, which brings me back down. And then what do I see again? I see these people. And what are they doing? And when I see the people, then I kind of see, what is this little, let's kind of erase this. I'm gonna get the 4. Kind of erase this. Ah! Don't erase that. We'll just erase all these lines. Boom, 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 boom. Right? You missed a leaflet? I spy with my little eye. So when I look at the people, then I look at this. Stop that. All right, then I look at this. This is another little window or door right there. I often leave these little windows and doors in the... So, and then, you know, once you're down here, you're looking at all these little bits. Yeah, all the related colors. Definitely true. So, and this, of course, leads to my first philosophy principle design, which is you are only ever one layer away from greatness. So say I took out all of this and we came over, to superimpose. Let's go back to superimpose. Where's our superimpose? Right. We come back to superimpose. We look for, let's look for a portrait shaped something. Even just take this, right? See how this is, I don't know what our shape is. Is it a 3-4? We'll find out. So I've got this. Now I'm going to take this and I'm going to tap the share sheet. I'm going to copy it. We're going to whip over to Procreate. We're going to click the wrench and we're going to add paste. So we're going to allow this paste. So look, we've got this thing right on top of it. And now let's layer this. Let's see if... Whoops, I got to do something here. Hang on. Let's move this right. There we go. All right, now see how one of these professional pictures... Hey, Kubrick Lover, 1972, welcome. There's a gray lady in the bottom left corner. Yeah, exactly. Super cool. Hey, Valerie Bat, nice to see you. I'm so glad you've had a chance to hang out more this week. You're always just a lovely person to have around, my friend. All right, so as you can see, look how this, our images blend, right? We'll multiply, color burn, linear burn, darker color, lighten, screen, color dodge. You can see that we're adding, and that starts changing. It's a layer, and it starts changing what we see and what stands out. It's like if the flower kind of goes away here, then what starts to stand out are these. I'm gonna use, let's get a white. So see, now I'm starting to see way more of this little windows, these little windows to another world, right? Because right in here, these little triangles draw your eye upward, and these lines draw your eye downward, until this would be the perfect time to make a really cool... Now I'm going to leave these lines Let's hop over to photos, and I'm gonna find something recent. Let's use this. This is something I picked out of a photo. Right, so we're just gonna add, and whoops. Damn, it's driving me insane how my cursor just doesn't want. Gives more attention to the flower action lines that point in. Yeah, exactly, Audible Video. See, Audible Video has been doing this. He went to college for this stuff, so listen to Audie. And Allie is also an artist. So, and they're both much more trained than me. And did you guys notice, by the way, that today I've got a kitty ear hat on? Today I'm wearing kitty ears. Right. So let's add this. Let's insert a photo. And let's, actually I like these people better. Now, oops. Use my 4 fingers. And kind of like, see now that everyone's being pointed to, we don't want to. All right. Yeah, I am an artist. I'm less of a designer, but I do design, and I have in fact been in charge of design, sadly, for nonprofit organizations who can't afford people who are good. I was an assistant executive director of a charity. It was called. I was assistant to the executive director of a solo parenting alliance. It helps single parents team up so that they can have multiple parents in the household. And so I had to be their web designer back when you had to actually use HTML. Yes, I've done as an executive assistant. I've done a lot, but so as you can see, that this guy, just these people, they look cool there because of these design principles we're talking about. All right, let's go back and let's talk about emphasis. And emphasis I'm going to call hierarchy. And emphasis I'm going to put together. To me, they seem related. So if we take and let's get our 4 fingers. Use 4 fingers. Remember, tapping on the screen. Pap. And then your lines come back on. So let's get rid of this. So what we've got is this original bit. So, what is emphasized here? So I see, hang on. All right. I see the color red. The colors red, yellow, and orange. That seems an emphasis. There's an emphasis on the flower. There's an emphasis on a balance of different colors. Let's go back to these professional ones that are so much better than mine. To me, emphasis is on the light that pulls. Right. This is an important one. Audible Video says squinting a little bit helps pick what stands out. Indeed. Yeah, lower right corner. It's where the white line... Where'd the white lines one go? I looked away. This is where the white lines are, see? That was in... I used that one in here. Let's bring it back. bringing back our lines, our layers. Yeah, see how this one kind of, in a way, like make that large here. See how these lines to me make it look like this is like a woman's neckline now, and this is like a necklace. So then the vase becomes her body, like her hips, and here's her arms raised up. Right? Here's like where you could put her face. I used to do a lot of portraits. But as you can see, we're like instantly making you're instantly making a piece of art here. Right? So we can go back in my photos. Where's my photos? And we can find let's find a person that will actually work there. Ooh, I think one of our beautiful mermaids would work. There we go. Let's share, copy, go back in here, and there we go. Once again, it's the wrench menu, add, paste. And you allow the paste. See? Let's make her large enough to fit right in here. See? There we go. We'll put her above. Yeah, you can absolutely. She just absolutely fits right there. We can make it more obvious by using a see when you pick lighten, she sort of jumps in. Now the rest of the picture sort of looks like it's her body. And when you do that, you can see that she's a little off center, and I would pull her over here a little bit. But see how hey, Brad's here. Welcome, Brad. Captain Brad. No, I would not keep those white scribbles. I'd probably go back and do something with this later. I'm going to go, as we, speaking of this, I'm going to go close this, and then go back to I was looking in. Anyone who saw me at Smithy's stream this morning, or Dan Anderson's streams this morning, I know that I was looking for the correct hard drive, and I found one hard drive that also had a cable that works. So I had to I did this thing called Art 365, and so this was part of an Art 365. It was a step 1. Let's see if there's a step 2. I don't see where step 2 is. I know that's not mine. So, right, do they have booklet pages? No. That's fine. I'm looking for something. Oh, here we go. I made an altered tin. This is going to be coming up when I airdrop it. The thing I love about airdropping these is that they immediately pop on the screen. And then there we go. So you see this one? So this is, the principle of movement. Is there an Art 420? You want to know what the name of my old art, like I had an art, like just a DBA name for it. I called it Room 206 because I used to live on 12 and a half acres, and there was a door like from an old motel or something that was somewhere on the property, and it said 206 on it, and 206 is also my area code. It's my area code. All right, so what do you guys think? So when you see this, all right, where is your movement? Where is your balance? Where is your emphasis? I see the movement as taking place. My eye sort of is drawn right here to this little curve. This is a yin and yang symbol, and so there I go, S, and that sends me this way, and then I'm out in this tail. Ooh, and in the middle of the tail, then there's all this beautiful green, which draws my eye up over here into the corner. Ooh, we could just share that copy. It has, and there's like drawn lines and handwriting underneath there, and so you start exploring. I hope Russ is okay after we destroyed him yesterday. What was the name of your band, Brad? The Principle of Movement. So anyway, now let's go back into this Procreate. Let's, because I can. I'm just going to paste this in here. Makes it easier. Oop, 4. So like, you know, yeah, this is like a cigar tin. It looked really cool, I have to admit, at the time. Redo. Okay, 4. Whoops. 4. And then we'll see how we're using this professionally designed thing. We're gonna kind of see how it blends. Whoops. Let's not do it that way. But see. Oh, I need to make that smaller and move it over. There we go. Multiply, darken. Not that I'm going to leave this here, obviously, because it just doesn't really fit. But you can kind of see how when it blends with the other things, how it changes like lines that are in there. Soft light, hard light, vivid light, linear light. Actually, you know, it isn't half bad if it was like a right here, kind of as a. That's kind of interesting. And then you can still see through it. You can see the pin light, hard mix, difference. That difference is wild. But you can make it. You know, as you take. So that's one way. One way to find out if your layers work together. And if your movement works, if your balance works, is to just take and make it semi-transparent and then move it around your image. But I bet we could do crazy stuff in here. We could probably turn this chick into a total mermaid, right? Well, let's go back to Safari and check out our principles of design. So hierarchy, like I told you, has to do with emphasis, repetition, alignment, contrast. Let's go with repetition. Let's find where our repetition is. For example, on this one, you get a repeat of this greenish color. It repeats over here. It repeats over here. It even repeats right inside this. This is like what's called a rune. a bind rune. If you'll show you where, let's go back to Procreate, undo, put it back to so that it's like more or less its original self. All right, here we go. So using my, here it is. So this is how originally sort of it was a design principle in the first place. So the runes are the P1 looking one Joe, and then this one, the one that's I think it's I forget the names of them all now. And then there's this one, the Bjork. And then, so with all of those, they're all blended together to make one good looking thing, right? That's part of, and so you're using design principles when you do that kind of thing too. Let's see. I'm gonna just get rid of it again. All right, let's head back. Repetition. Let's look in superimpose X for some cool stuff that has repetition. Or even something of mine. We could open something of mine and see where there's repetition. Some of my favorite stuff, maybe. Maybe this, let's look at like one of my iPad Appy Hour things, right? The green lion is flying a kite. All right, see, so the Appy Hour. See how there's repetition? There's repetition of right up in the top. There's a waveform repeating. There's there's a waveform here. Whoops. Gonna get, look, editor, brush, here we go. Paint. All right, so there's the two, and they're actually pretty close to each other. And then there's like a curve and a curve. There's like a V shape, V shape, V shape, little V shapes. There's a repetition of like the pink color that looks like it's sort of pouring, and that creates movement. The movement, it moves, it pours this way. You see my face, my eyes, they point over here to me and my iPad Appy Hour. Should probably undo a lot of that. Oh, it doesn't work. Do undos not work this way? Oh, here we go. Tap, 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 tap. Tap, tap, tap. What's the hierarchy? The hierarchy would be the face and the big writing are almost equal in hierarchy. These little whatchamacallits, the waveforms, they're equal and less. Going back, let's see, back. Let's open, let's find some stock stuff. Find something that has some really strong lines in it, or something that's really abstract. Ooh, I like this. Here we go. Now this is easy. A teensy fairy. A little teensy fairy broadcasting from some meadow. Yeah, if you want to see the whole meadow, just for fun, because this is an art day, I'm just gonna hop over into OBS and I'm gonna show you the, I'm gonna take Isla off for a second. Whoops. And then I'll show you the whole scene. There you go. Now look it, I'm really frolicking. I am a fairy frolicking and broadcasting from a meadow. Isn't it beautiful? Hey, SG Experiment, welcome. Yes, I've got a kitty chapeau. Right, time to bring back in the work that we're doing here. Yeah, that was one I was gonna send you, Allie. All right, so this one's real obvious here. I'm sure. Let's come to editor, brush, paint. This is easy. Like, your eyes get drawn to this light. They settings. Let's see. Color. Let's use a color that's yellow. There we go. That'll make it really obvious. All right. So here, the light, and then you've got all these little zigzags. Your eye just zigzags all the way through. All right, undo, 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 undo. So, repetition, right? Here's repetition. Here's bright line, bright line, bright line. There's these lines. Here we go. More of this direction. Yeah. More of these directions. Very much repetition. Tons of repetition in here. You can see. I almost drew a guitar. Ooh, so let's take all this off. So, see, that's the thing. When you're playing around like this is how you kind of tell. Right, how does this work, right? This works like, let's look for a guitar. This is exactly, so we're down to another principle of mine, which is separate from a design principle. This is more of a, let's use this. Let's auto mask it so that you've got, there we go. That's freaking awesome. Now we, let's see, transform. So, look at that. I just superimposed the guitar right there. The guy playing the guitar, right? That's wicked. Boop. See? It almost invisibly blends in. Hey, Jerry Gomes, welcome. Good to see you. And like other things, what other things do you see? Like, I'm gonna look like a playground. Like a playground. Playground structures have these kinds of vibes to them. Let's take this and auto mask it so that you just have the subject, which is this, right? Let's tighten up our little bounding box. Yeah, so one of my principles is squint. You bought Superimpose X after watching my vids? Thank you. Make sure you have Superimpose V, all. Superimpose V is free, powerful video editor. I mean, this company should hire me. Bye, Smithy. Big love. All right. See? To transform. See, maybe that doesn't go as well as I thought. I guess it does if you add it here. We could flip it horizontally. We could flip it vertically. But see, watch, see when you flip it horizontally like that, Now you almost could. We could just try making a weird layer, like you just use a weird blending mode. Multiply, screen, overlay, darken, lighten, color dodge, color burn, soft light, hard light, difference. Difference looks cool. Exclusion, difference, like hue, saturation. Yeah, only the things that show. Oh, the color, that's kind of cool. Luminosity. Oh wow, see, that makes everything's black and white, and all of the stuff you can see. Yeah, and Escher, definitely total principle of repetition. The coolest, one of the coolest ones. See, delete layer. So like I have something in my, I have something in here that I think could actually work. Yeah, difference in color dodge, they looked cool. So see, looking in my photos, I have, where is it? I used some Escher kind of vibe a couple months ago with the photos on my wall. Turn them into craziness. And we'll see if we can get that to blend in there and look crazy. Oh, it was before my trip to Vegas for sure. I mean, don't you want to live in my photos? Doesn't it sound amazing? Oh wow, these pictures here look kind of cool. This is totally different, but see, I've got these like these cat girls. They've got a lot of like cubist lines and stuff. They might work. I could just let's take cubist line girl and let's auto mask her. That's not a very good mask. But I'm just gonna leave it because I'm not trying to make it best. But as you can see, like if I wanted her to be, and then we like blended her with some kind of like that luminosity, so you could see. See, the luminosity one makes it black and white, and black and white changes everything to a... See, so, look, see, she almost goes, see? I did what, Vibes? Back in the photos. Some of this are like I created. So some of these were like created by AI, but they were created with using like the perspective from my photos or my artworks. Superimpose video editor on the App Store. Click that link. Make your life better. The cat girl. Now the cat girl is a girl I made. I made her with a photo. She's an AI reinterpretation of a photo, turning her into a cat. Yeah. Hey, but you guys want to see? There's me and the pie. She is one photogenic cat, isn't she? Let's see if we can find something that works. I'm gonna make sure I handle all these different... Lots of pictures of the cat, lots of pictures of the cat, lots of pictures of me. Pictures I generated, pictures like for example, see, this is my friend's real picture that she sent me. And then, like, here's something that, like one of those Video Leap infinite zoom made up all this stuff. Hey, Boomster Black. Thank you. I like my hat too. It makes me so happy to have a kitty hat. See, bam. See, that's like my friend's actual. And then here's another AI like redo of it. And another one. And another one. See how this one's like, this has my favorite thing in the world almost, which is this little portal. And you can see that like these portals make an amazing, they adhere to our rules of design. So one rule of design that I didn't see mentioned right there, but was in one, was negative space. And I think this one is really good for showing what negative space is. Right here in the center, this dark, kind of recessed, draws your eye in with negative space. This really isn't anything. This is just dark color. Just like the white, the highlights here in the white on the stairs. Those are a kind of a negative space too. They're creating the feeling of a actual space or like a highlight, but they're really just the absence of something there, which is nice. Let's look at another one and see how our negative space works out. Here's another one. This is a picture of an actual sky near my house that I had AI animate for me. That's how it actually looked. Cool. So Boomster Black, are you another one of the musician artists? I think we're the best. What were we looking for? See, like here's some of the photos. They're just they took in those photos. Are you any good? No. Good? Heck no. I mean, well, that's why we're doing these. So, okay, watch this one. Now, I'll just use this markup. Watch, see, here's our lines. Our diagonal lines, our repetition, tree, 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 tree. And they're all like little triangles. Here's a big kind of circular focal point kind of thing. See, that's one of the awesome things about using digital art is you can take your actual photographs and you can draw on them like this. And then when you see that, you can start thinking, well, what else is going to work here? Right? This is where you start getting, well, like maybe a rainbow would go good here. Or, right? Maybe somebody's face would go right there. And maybe, once again, you create like humans, pareidolia. Let's just write that word down. Let's undo as much as possible. I'm gonna write the word out. Remember this word because this word makes art. This is why art is special, like pareidolia. That is human tendency to see faces, especially, but other patterns in nature. See you later, Vibesy. I'll miss you. So do you guys see any faces in here? Like people are always seeing so not just faces, but natural items. So right here, like look at her. See, there's a mouth. Maybe an eye right here. Maybe another eye here. So it kind of... Okay, look, there's hair. There's hands. Ooh. Now there's like a... There's a cloud monster. Right? And that's kind of one of my principles, is using pareidolia. I love pareidolia. Done, done, done. Again, this one, so always just lines, diagonal lines, natural shapes. Let's go back and look. Make sure we're not missing anything. Alignment, so alignment and contrast. I think we've got, let's go back to superimpose and check out some of our professional art for alignment and contrast. Actually, let's look for alignment. Ooh, these are some great ones. Here we go. This is an awesome version. So check this picture out. So you've got these. For one, there's repetition. Let's add a blank layer, empty layer, and then transform that to fit to canvas. And then editor, brush, paint. Settings, color, let's use this. I'm gonna use this. Whoops. Yeah, let's use this blue. Nice. Alright. Tap to get rid of that. Yeah, like Carnex sounds right. Einstein said imagination is more important than knowledge. Cool. I would say so. Not always, though. If you don't know things, sometimes people let their imaginations run away with them, and that's not a good thing. So here we have, there's repetition. There's alignment. See how they kind of, they follow this sort of pattern, which also, so they're aligned along a curve. And that curve is your... And see, even the way this grass... See how that grass goes? And this here, so you have an obvious set. Yeah, sometimes imagination is more important, and sometimes accuracy is more important, right? So again, here we have our lines. We have our repetition. We got this horizon kind of line here. Sith, love you! Right, so this is easy. So you've got everything here. You've got your path that your eye takes. Your eye like moves up and down over these, up and down over the things. Whee! And when it gets to the end, sort of wiggles you back and around. I mean, everybody has where their eyes go. But so that starts giving us an idea. What would we be, right? So we go and look and we try to see, we think, well, what has lines like that? And you could be like, I mean, maybe that looks like kind of almost like a yin and yang symbol to me. Like, let's look at yin yang. I like that symbol. I think it's really cool, but you want one that's kind of not... Oh, wow. Some of these are really amazing. See, like these ones that have that just have like the idea of it. Some of these would make insane covers for that. Let's try this one maybe. Like auto mask it. Nope. Let's not auto mask it. Let's get back and get that by itself. We can always get rid of white if we want. So let's transform that, fit it to canvas. Now I'm going to go over. I'm going to use a blending mode so you can kind of see whether or not this has a vibe. See, there you go. Look how similar. Overlay, darken, lighten, color dodge, color burn, soft light. You can start seeing how these, wow, if you use that hard light, that's wild difference. See, hard light just like takes half of it out and sort of gives it a whole new thing. Hotter than habanero. All right. Hey, if you have any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments, my friend. And I can possibly direct you to, I have an entire series of this show. I've been doing this Tuesday art show in various ways for like 18 months. So have a great day. Stay cool, Boomster. So if I just say I've got this as my thing, right? Now I'm going to take this layer and hide it because it looks silly now. But see how you've got it? These have kind of a similar vibe to them. And if we just kept going, and this is part of my you're only one layer away from greatness kind of vibe. Like, see, this has got a very yin and yang vibe. Just dropping that. Let's drop it in and see what happens. Transform, fit to canvas. Flip. Now we'll just layer and blend. We're just looking, now we're just kind of looking more for a vibe that says, that shows you kind of the similarity of lines in these different projects. A lot of times you can tell when you look through like the exclusion, like this hue, the saturation one, the color one, the luminosity one. See, with luminosity now you can see, I like that because it tells you. Yeah, I liked it better here. Not like I was gonna leave these blends, you know. But there's definitely trends throughout these. Editor, add, empty layer again, transform that to fit to canvas, and I'm going to draw lines once again to kind of show you where the similarities are in these vibes. So editor, paint, I'm going to leave that color that we had. So here once again there's kind of this line that flows. There's this line that flows. There's still this kind of line there. There's still kind of a little line in here. There's still a little bit of horizon. As you can see. Frank Terzo, welcome! Right on. I'm just going to delete this layer. Yeah, I mean, these aren't... You know, we can look at some more sessions. Maybe let's find something else that helps us. Have we gone through all these yet? Let's double check. Stop trying to go to StreamYard, little bitch. Alignment, contrast, right? I think we've gone over alignment. Now contrast. Contrast is sort of like the... It's really easy to find. Let's take back to this Procreate kind of semi-project I've been doing. Now you can see where the contrast, there's various types of contrast. There's the contrast of light and dark. There's like color, which is the last thing we will talk about, is color. Just a little quick kind of thing about blending color, which... Let's go to Safari. We be like. Color. So color wheel. All right. First, we're going to quickly... All right, now that I'm ready. Ooh. Thomas says, Leela's Linktree for all things Leela. Use either this link, click the link, or you can also, right above my head here, you can scan that. Scan that with your phone. Scan here, it says. Scan here. All right, contrast. We're showing the contrast in the light. We're showing the contrast in like curved lines versus straight lines. We're seeing a contrast in color, like maybe complementary colors. And there is our reason to move to talking about color and color schemes. This is going to be just quick, and then we're out of here. And I've got a redirect already set for Jade Star's show, where she's going to be reworking Adam Burse's original song, which I'm really excited about. Because he never got to the point where he got to do this, what we're doing. He was just in the beginning of his journey towards learning how to be a better musician and all that. Also, super tats and super stickers are welcome, or I have got pay links. They are also available up there on the Linktree, but for your convenience, Thomas has left them here. All right, so this is where we go. Our 7 color schemes, and we've got a color wheel, right? So the 7 major schemes are monochromatic, which are different shades and hues of the same color. And then analogous. Those are colors that are next to each other on the color wheel. Let's see if we can find a color wheel. Oh, this is on Canva, so we'll visit there. Wow, so if you've got Canva has an amazing, look at this. And if you didn't know, Canva's website is filled with this kind of information. Design inspiration, 100 inspiring color combinations, plus a free palette generator. It's insane. Where's our color wheel? Oh, I know where to find a color wheel. Right here in Procreate. Procreate, right here. Tap on the palette and look for a disc. Here's our color wheel. There's complementary, split complementary. So complementary are colors that are opposite from each other. Like over here is blue, over here is yellow. They're opposite. Monochromatic would be like all shades of blue, and there's lots of blue. See all that blue, right? Analogous is colors that are next to each other. So like a purple and blue and teal or aqua kind of vibe is an analogous. Triadic. So see, when you tap a color, it gives you the other two. So triads are the three. So that would be using like this blue, this green, and this red. So like your primary color, that primary colors you get in grade school, those are triadic. All right, now let's come back. Let's complementary, see? Now that's the exact opposite. So analogous has these two, see? Those are three nice colors. Wish that we could make that larger, but we can't. Uh-oh, what happened? Once again, I've lost my control of my cursor. So triadic, we were there. Tetradic, that's in the four corners. Split complementary. I didn't see them having split complement. Oh, there's split complementary. So then that's like it takes the colors just on either side. The next one over. So this blue. So like if I wanted this pink, if I wanted this orange, there's my split complementaries. Let's go back and my complementary, those are colors. There's my analogous colors for that purple. There's the triads. There's the tetrads. Just awesome. And then here we can make them lighter or like a lighter or darker version. Really cool. So you can kind of see when you're looking there. Now you can find what are our main colors here. So we've got this yellow. If we were in here and say used that color history. There we go. So now you can look each time you tap a color that you just used. This means that you could, so if I've got this color, so I'm going to go and I'm going to make this my color. This is buttery yellow, right? Now this buttery yellow has got its tetrads. There's its analogs. So I feel like there's a lot of analogous right in here, but then there's also some like tetradic. See how there's like that pink in there? Definitely. Hey, E. Urban's here. This is awesome, right? So you've got that blue in there. So there's that blue. That blue is right here. That light green was right there. So there we go. And now we'll just kind of check that out in some stock. Try to see what color combos we're looking at. Let's just find something. Like this is real. So these colors are analogous. These colors are all really close to each other on the value scale. Right? I'm going to turn off. Time to turn off our sound cloud for now. Origami with space time. We're done. So, anytime you can just look through and start, like, I feel like this one here, we've got these, there's definitely like, there's a purple and a yellow. So we've either got like a complementary or a split complementary going on with this one. So cool. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to you with my face. I hope you've learned something today. I really do hope you've learned something today. If not, then I hope that you were pleasantly soothed by my chill out music and my soothing voice. And if not by that, then hopefully by my kitty ears and my nerd glasses and my cool background. See, color, art, design, light, all of it's right here. So whether or not you're staying in the chat and waiting to be popped over, or whether you click the next button or you click this link, I expect to see you over at Jade Star next, reimagining Atom versus Track Repetition Radio. So cool. I've had the best time with you guys. So do not, biggest love to all of you, and all the peace you can carry in all of your grippy little hands. Now just carry it, give it away. I love ya. Bye.